drinking. And in case you don't know that, you're going to be experiencing that this evening. My name is Brian Rondo. Welcome once again. Please use the hashtag Drink Smart, Study Smart, and contribute to the conversation. In case you're cheering for any of the 15 top finalists, please let us know and why you're cheering for them. Does their project have sustainability? What is the situation like in your own university? Please talk to us. We'd like to hear about that. And of course, cheer for your favorite person. We'll give you the numbers of the different contestants and just write hashtag maybe number one. I'm cheering for this one. If you're in Makere, Chambogo, Busitema, please, Gulu, please tell us where you are. Are you excited? Are you excited? Yes, before we officially start, please allow me to welcome our team leader who has been really driving this project ahead. Make some noise, ladies and gentlemen, for Claire Asimwe. She is the sustainability manager to come and talk to us about this. What do you mean smart drinking? People they have to be smart to drink. What does it mean?
All right, thank you very much. Good afternoon to you all. So, like I've been introduced, I'm Miss Claire Asimwe, Asimwe. I'm the sustainability manager at NIle Breweries Limited, and I've been the project lead on this inter-university smart drinking challenge. First of all, I would like to welcome our dear guests who are here with us. I recognize our chief guest, the staff from NIle Breweries, representatives from the universities where the students have been, where the participating students are coming from, and then also welcome in a special way the guardians and friends to our finalists who are here today. So you're all most welcome, and of course, our dear judges. Yeah, so just to give you a bit of insight about smart drinking, this is part of culture for NIle Breweries because we believe, and our purpose is to ensure that we dream big so that we can build a future with more cheers. And what does, more cheers really mean? This represents a community where harmful use of alcohol is not a social challenge. So that's why we have taken a big decision. This is the first of its kind, to actually take the challenge to the students, to the youth, and ask them, what do you think can be a great idea to promote responsible drinking, especially among the youth? Because recent, reports have indicated that we have a lot of abuse of substance, not just alcohol, among the youth, and it's for that reason that we've been running this campaign. So we launched this on the 1st of September, and we called upon students to actually, submit ideas on what they think should the youth can do to be responsible when they are consuming our product. So we are excited, and it has been a good challenge. We had over 5,000 students who actually showed interest and registered for this competition, among whom 388 actually submitted their ideas. So that goes to say that the people out there, the students, are also worried about the situation in their universities and in their communities, and they care enough to ensure they give us the solutions. So this challenge has been about that, and out of the 388 who were actually able to judge their ideas, we selected the top 100 who were then vetted further, and we announced the top 40. And most recently, we now have the top 15 finalists who are going to be presenting to you today. So that's what the campaign has been about, and we congratulate them upon making it this far. And for all those 388 that took the time, the initiative to submit the ideas, we also appreciate your effort. We appreciate your interest. And just know that the idea that you've given, it may not have made it this far, but it's going to be a solution to someone out there. Please remain ambassadors. Let's spread the word in our communities so that everyone can have a positive experience with the beer. Thank you. So just to wish the contestants best of luck as they present to us this evening. Yeah, thank you very much.
She want to drink the NIle. Hey, on the fryo.
Fantastic. Another round of applause for Claire Asimwe. Yes, Claire Asimwe has not been sleeping. Honor, just to report to you. So I think after today she deserves a Christmas holiday. Yeah. Are you excited, guys? Are you? I am super excited. Of course, not just because it's about smart drinking, but because I just like competition. I'm what the young people say, njagala nnyo ebyononese. Yeah. But I love the battle of ideas, all right? Because then you're able to bring out the best in people. Our participants today will be presenting, and each of them has 5 minutes to present their ideas. The judges will then react. We've given them also 5 minutes. But our judges are very, very incredible people. Allow me to introduce them. First, I think in another life, we would have thought he works for Plascon because there's a little paint, maybe vinyl silk. But gray is now the new cool, right? He is a writer of prose fiction, poetry, and drama. He has published 4 novels: The Kind Gang, Goba and the Killer Healers, The Rainbow's End, and Deserted. He has done poetry in various anthologies and stage productions at the National Theatre and in multiple schools. And for some of you who are watching online, maybe he also taught you. Our judge is also the Vice President in charge of communication, PEN Uganda, a script editor on the Sanyu television series that airs on Pearl Magic, a career editor and writing coach, and a columnist with Mwalimu in The New Vision. Ladies and gentlemen, our first judge of the afternoon, Bob Kisiki. Thank you so much for taking off your time to come and spend it with us today. Next, I think we are just a few of, I can say we are few of the surviving married people that work in the morning. She is incredible. She is the perfect blend. A mother, a wife, an artist, and not just an artist. She's a hip-hop artist. She beats the hip-hop. Eh? Yes, she's amazing. She's also a media practitioner and a business owner. And I think after here, we can pass by her business. Some of the best sandwiches in town. I've tasted some of them. She is commonly known as Ninja C, or at her ninjaness. And she hosts the breakfast show on Radio City. Very passionate about mass communication, having done stints in TV, radio, public relations, and print. Ladies and gentlemen, our second judge, Cynthia Tumwine Kawamara. Welcome. Our next judge, I think I'm one of the first people who has an autographed copy of his book. Yeah? Yeah, I bought it in Ateka Musente, doctor. He's the CEO of Blue Cube Limited, incorporating Kagwirawo, Galaxy FM, Wanji, Galaxy FM, Mwetemuli bazinyi. Yeah, I think they'll need to convert you. And of course, Blue Cube SMS. He's also the MD of Hawi.biz and UGZiki.ug. He's a veterinary doctor by profession, but he says he practiced for a few years, right? About 2. Mwebuli. Yeah, acheka kasa. So bring your animals. He will sort you out. A media practitioner by career and a street smart entrepreneur by choice. I love that. Dr. Innocent Nahabwe. Welcome. Yeah. When I see him, I think of, yeah, is the blend of highly educated, naturally talented, and successfully enterprising. Yeah, fantastic. Thank you for coming. Thank you so much. Our participants have those 3. But we are in the age of the new normal, right? And therefore, they will go through another hurdle. And this person is joining us overseas. All right? And she's in charge of reputation and smart drinking in Africa for ABNV, NIle Breweries, and that is the private company, ABNV. She has a vast experience in the enterprise and supplier development space as a highly solution-oriented individual with a passion for economic growth, and she continues to interact in these different environments, advocating for change and innovation. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us via Zoom from South Africa, Judge Zandile Ngoko. Is that how you pronounce it, Judge Zandile Ngoko? Yeah. Oh, yeah, that one. It has a Q. Koko. Very good. Yeah. I'll call her Judge Zandile. So she'll also be looking at the presentations and weighing in on what our participants are going to do for us. But we also have today members of the different universities. Where are you? Universities from, I see my friend from the counseling department, because when we were launching, we talked about some of the effects of alcohol at the universities. We have leadership of different university student leadership, guild presidents. Thank you so much. Please give them a big round of applause. They've come here to support their universities. Also from the Ministry of Gender, I think, Honor, you should just give him an office. Honor will be in best position to introduce our chief guest later to give us a word. Once again, are you ready? Are you excited? Are you excited? Fantastic. Allow me to call our first presenter of the day, Solomon Chigundu Emago. Welcome.
Damage on it. Yeah, them call me a gas. Torch. Me touch the board while some of them are sleep on a slumber. But I come a chant, them a wonder. My man big and tall and stand me live in a Django Tarzan is a hunter. But know your source of my income. They ban know your source of my wisdom. We band up with the paper. Them a enter for me.
What's my drinking without? What's my drink? Bottle of water. Wow, I have to resurrect my vibe. My name is Chigundu Solomon Emelgo, an associate doctor in my fourth year of veterinary medicine at Makerere University. I'm really excited being here. I am a youth well-being advocate through radio and poetry. And this is the right place for me this afternoon. My idea intends to solve a problem around binge drinking and addiction. Binge drinking is taking 5 or more for a man, that's beers, and 4 or more for females in about 2 hours. Mine is a video which portrays a university student, youthful, struggling with an addiction, going through acceptance, and then seeks help and triumphs. The video itself is addictive in nature because it hooks the viewer. And in the process, the viewer gets a thought in their minds, a thought around smart drinking, binge drinking, and addiction. Within the video, the viewer will realize that if they have not yet hooked onto binge drinking, they will fight hard to avoid binge drinking. And if they're already hooked, they'll find solace because there's a solution. Please play the video.
My life, my life, my life is a movie whose script I wrote. It's been 3 years of fighting an expensive addiction. I have no interest in anything. I want to get high to the moon. Why can't I defeat this addiction? Why can't I get my life in order? My life is like a movie about me fighting the very things I work hard to get. If I'm to be anything, I need to stop drinking. There is no tomorrow. The truth is, I don't know how. My expensive addiction has robbed me of everything. Confidence, hobbies and friends. I don't know who I am anymore. I need help. I need help. I want to live again. I want to breathe again. I'm giving myself a chance. After all, what is there left for me to lose? My brains are gone. I'm all alone. Tired of the run. It's time. It's time. It's time to face myself. I feel lighter. So, I don't have to stop drinking, but to drink smart. I'm in for the challenge.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Now, that video, judges and the audience, has enormous power to evoke a thought within a youth to find a solution to their problem. Now, binge drinking doesn't just come, it doesn't come overnight. There's a script behind. And in the video, I'm trying to allow the youth and learn and learn. I'm sending them to counseling where they will get to know the root problem, the root cause of their problem. And then within the video, I'm allowing the youth, the university student, to relate to what is happening. The videos can be easily accessible through the right platforms. Number one, it is relatable. Every university student can relate to what is happening in the video. And then practical. Mental health Uganda lines are ever open for the youth to be helped and to solve the problem of binge drinking, which has roots behind. Finally, no person changes without learning. Nobody. And if the past hasn't taught a person anything, change won't mean anything to them. Thank you so much. Chigundu Solomon Emelga. Thank you.
And I don't work like Murondo. The microphone is not usually what I use. We're done, Chigundo. I think
Thank you, Doctor.
it's not easy to be the first. It's easier if it is a position in the class, but it's not easy when you are not supposed to talk. So, very brilliant idea. Thank you.
Doctor.
I don't know that you can take questions or yes. Question is it's overly simplified as in the process. Of course, it's never that way. You don't be drinking and suddenly say, "Ah, I want to stop, let me go and seek help." It's never that simplistic. So you have actually oversimplified the problem. How do you intend, how would you make this video more practical? And then two, how do you intend to get this video to reach the people who need it, the people who have the problem? That's mine.
Thank you, Doctor.
I re-echo what Dr. Nahawe just asked, because it's also my concern, that this is a video we are presuming that the people who are into this problem may not even have the means to afford social media. You know that to drink that much, you need lots of money. And they may not be the kind of people who have it to spend on a smartphone, or even if they have it to spend on data. Don't you find a problem reaching your target audience there?
Thank you so much, Mr. Bob, and thank you, Dr. Nahawe. Practicability of the video. Now, in the video, I show a period of 3 months. First of all, it starts with a youth who has realized that he has a problem. He's suffering. And then afterwards, he decides to find help because he realizes that he's losing everything. He is fighting the very things he works hard to get, and is going to get a solution. And then in counseling, the youth is given a therapy plan, which he takes for 3 months. And after 3 months, we can see that his confidence has come back. He couldn't look, you couldn't see his eyes, but his confidence has come back. He has created boundaries between him and his friends. He can respectfully decline their requests to have a pile of beers to kill the stress. Yes. And then, so the practicability is the 3 months plan in therapy. Yeah, I have an interest in animal psychology as a veterinary student. 3 months can help someone reform a habit. Yes. And then accessibility. My target audience are university students. They have minds that are so curious but easily impressionable. They binge YouTube. And with the right access, with support, we can have this video out there, boost search. If a university student lands onto that, emotions shall be evoked. If at all they have the problem, and they will strive to find a solution. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Another round of applause for Dr. Chigundu. And you can see that can he's carrying. You can also get it at a supermarket near you. Smartly. Fantastic. Easily impressionable university students. How practical? We'll find out in a few minutes when the judges deliberate. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome with me our second presenter, Joseph Ekelot.
She want to drink the NIle. Hey, on the fryo. She want to drink the NIle. Hey.
Good afternoon to you all. My name is Joseph Ekelot. I'm a third year law student at Kampala International University, pursuing a bachelor's degree in laws. Yes, thank you so much. If I may proceed. Yeah, thank you. So when we entered into this competition, they gave us norms that they told us would improve, and I selected moderation. Why? I realized that in universities, especially also KIU, we have excessive alcohol consumption within the students. And I realized that this is a problem that has caused a lot of unproductivity within the youth, and thereafter complaining that they are unemployed, other things of such alike. So in my idea, I realized that since students drink from morning to evening, there was a reason behind that. And that was because we have a lot of cheap, unregulated alcohol within the country. And that has gone on to affect the students themselves. Why? Students cannot afford expensive alcohol. However, they have alcohol that is commensurate with their financial muscles, and that's what they go for. So my solution comes in to ask government to regulate the alcohol produce and consumption within the country, because that is the thing that we need as campusers. A campusser is not going to rescue himself out of this problem. It is a problem that is affecting all of us, from the north to the east to the south, everywhere we're being affected. So if at all government comes in to regulate, we are going to find that even students can, after, cling on to that and also rescue themselves. Government has to come up with laws that help us to drink responsibly. How? First of all, we have laws, yes. We have the Liquor Act of 1960, and then we also have the Nguli Manufacturing and Licensing Act of 1966. However, I want you to notice that under Section 4 of the Liquor Act of 1960, it indicated that any person can go ahead and get a license for manufacturing of alcohol. In this, I mean the native alcohols. Some of them are Kayinja and the likes. I don't want to mention all of them. So this is the problem, in that you're actually encouraging abundance of alcohol within the country. And that is what the youth are going to go for. It is cheap, it goes and even below. And that is something that is within the Rolex budget. If at all I was going to have a Rolex for supper, then I'm going to go in for 2 chapatis and a drink of 500 to go on and satisfy my drinking urge. So government has to come in, because it has a mandate, under first of all the national principles and objectives, and thereafter also in the constitution itself. This is public health. It is something that is very fundamental, because it goes on, it corresponds to the right of livelihood, which is provided for under the right to life. If at all you have poor health, that means that you're going to die afterwards, because we know that alcohol kills, even if it takes some time, but still, in the end result is known. So government has to come in to help us so that the alcohol is reduced within society, so that youth can thereafter know that, yes, if at all the alcohol is reduced, now maybe I can come up with other measures. I can now maybe try to be sober, things like that. Another thing that I advocate for, if at all you're to maybe regulate the alcohol in the country, and that is going to reduce the alcohol within the country, yes. But now, what is the best? Let us encourage, or let the government provide incentives for the low ABV. By that I mean alcohol by volume. That is low alcohol content drinks. And by that you're going to see that students have an alternative. You're not going to leave someone hanging. If at all you try to deny me this, then give me a better alternative for that. So by this, government has to ensure that, yes, comes up with laws, and thereafter also give incentives to ensure that students have a better thing. Beers have low content. This, I know you can agree with me on that. So if at all students have an alternative of switching to something that is maybe not so expensive, and maybe if at all they want to satisfy their urge, yes, they can take maybe 1 or 2 bottles. That is not so bad. Because in case you're to calculate it, that's like 10%. But some drinks have over 40% of alcohol content. Some are even indeterminate. Someone drinks and they do not know the percentage that is within there. So this is something that we need to work on. Government has to come on and play its role. And thereafter also ensure that they encourage the students themselves to come up and fight for their health, and also to moderate the alcohol within the country. So by this, if at all government regulates, we are going to see that these alcohol drinks that are so cheap are also going to increase. Why? They are being taxed. They go through URA, and then after they also go through UNBS. So we have products which are of pure quality, and on top of that, they also tax, increasing their amount that they are going to charge on the consumers. By this, we all know, I know you'll agree with me, students do not have money. We use the little money that we have to access those alcohols. So in case you're to tax and also increase the prices of alcohol, we are not going to find it anywhere. In case I'm to satisfy my urge, I'm going to take 1 bottle or 2, and that is going to stop there. And after, people get drunk after 4 beers. After 4 beers. So if I told them, maybe take 2, then that's okay. Thank you so much. And if I told them to say something small, why choose my idea? First of all, my idea cuts across 2 things. It is a lasting solution. We know that laws are actually some things that increase or that enable us to change norms in society, whereby you have to abide by them. Another thing is that my idea cuts across a lot of other aspects. When you lay a foundation, a base of putting up laws, that means that all the other things are going to be worked on. Binge drinking, whereby people are not able to access alcohols. We are going to reduce on underage drinking. Young children can't be able to afford the alcohol, and also other things that are like. So my idea comes on as a base to actually also work on the other issues. So this is a foundation, and I believe that we cannot start constructing a house from the roof, but from the foundation. Thank you so much.
All right, we'll have one question from the judge. Judge Sincere, really, policy, does it work?
Based on your interaction with your fellow university students, do you expect that they will comply to this suggestion once the government actually went ahead to implement it?
Thank you so much. We know that a law is an ideology that is not based on ideas of any other person. The state has a mandate to ensure that people are healthy in the society. So if at all someone does not agree, then sometimes you have to, I'm just going to quote, sometimes you don't have to based on an ignorant person's idea or view, to be able to shy away from your duty. So the government has a duty. Even if I do not agree. Of course, sometimes drunkards do not want to maybe even go ahead to accept any views of someone who's taking away their drink. However, the government has a sole mandate. It has a sole mandate to ensure that people are healthy. Even if, that's why we have in homes, a child will refuse to take medicine. But as a parent, you know that this is for their own good. So you have to go ahead and inject it into them. Thank you so much. So we don't really have to follow their ideas of their ideas. Thank you.
I think this idea is hot. Okay, one question.
Joseph. A lot of the time, legislation against popular things like this is fought by interested stakeholders, either through bribery or fighting the law itself. They'll always find a way to fight something that takes away their livelihood. Have you factored that in?
Yes, I thought of it. First of all, I looked at that as one of the impediments, whereby I indicated that this is a question, or this is something that I'm posing to the parliamentarians, the MPs, that yes, this is something that is good for the Ugandans, campuses, everyone. This competition is for campuses, but this is an idea that is important for the entire country. Yes, there are people that are within parliament that enact laws, and they're also having conflict of interest. They also consume the same alcohols. Maybe they're even addicted to them. But again, from this, does the government has to share away? We are not going to speculate that, yes, this idea is not going to go through. The government has the sole mandate. It is the state. It is the state. It is not an individual. So the government should not look at the views and should not share away that, yes, maybe some people are going to refuse the idea. The government has the sole mandate by the constitution, which is the ground norm. It is by the constitution that it has to run. So if at all you're deriving your power from there, then do not wait for other individuals. This can be worked on. I can agree. I know you'll agree with me on that. Thank you so much.
If you are here and you're from government already. Big round of applause to Joseph, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Thank you. Legislation. Will it work? I know some countries where if you go there, may I only drink one because each bottle is 70K. Hey, 70,000. And they make it so expensive so you don't demand for it. You're like, Bana. Naira, we at least export from Uganda and drink it from there. So we shall see if legislation can work. Our next presenter, ladies and gentlemen, Felix Argatwijuka. Welcome.
Hello, everyone. My name is Felix Aliatrejuka from Chambogo University, offering Bachelors of Science, Technology, and Chemistry. Yeah, and I'm in year 2. I'm going to be presenting a poem, and that is my idea. That is trying to solve problems like binge drinking, that is excessive taking of alcohol, and also drinking while driving. It also has a hidden meaning of saving people from underage drinking. My poem is entitled The Rising Hills, the Slopes to Quench My Thirst. In the last century, the hopes were little. In the last century, the hopes were little. Grasses they collected, yellow bananas they peeled. To move up the slopes, preparations were for a field. Oh, the grower of banana. To move at the top, without him, it was a hassle. Gone are the days when the hill was the string. To bump to the peak, oh God, you were king. Was it that special? So the name? Yes, indeed. You wouldn't beat around the fame. Seasons revolve and years change. With no instructions, the youth now in charge. In a blink of an eye, he has taken 5 bottles. Too much power, what a waste. The peace that he has when he reaches the peak. The granny you see was the first to speak. In fact, to climb before you could speak. A little advise the youth before you may cough. This is a dirty choice, prancing our age, you of youth age. Is it a curse? because it is worse. Indeed, like a vice that comes not once. Why sleep off the mind and leave the body idle? Do you want to lose your hope? Set your music high, enjoy the vibe. Music plays it cool with the hills, so fine. 2 hills are a good play, 4 are a tango. Hey, that's too much, you'll fall. There is power to kill in this hill, the same that helps to quench our thirst. Yet the wrath of the foe is to burn, yet the joy of one is to chill. The greatness of a youth is to burn. Together for a cocktail after a safe driving. With the car, the bicycle, into joy you'll be diving. Call it off after the second hill. Tomorrow for the rest, I bet it will be the best. I'm going from the peak to the valley, reaching out to the blind and the deaf for salvation. Neglected have I been in the other nation, my arms and mind ready to help, to preach the gospel of relevance and hope. The good drink while at home, the bad drink 4 bottles. The ugly drink over, yet the wise drink just enough to chill. A narrow gate, a slim door is for those to pick a piece. To avoid being hit a blow so hard in the head, life and life and death matter ahead. The choice is yours to take and follow, as it is told by our ancestors, a word to a wise. Our youth guys, the future of tomorrow, in you is the dream, but the rising hills. Tomorrow, dears, the season of the dream, seeing the youth curbing addiction, with smart drinking, raising the banner, improved saving, reaching the ambition. At the end of the tunnel, you'll be the cream. There are 2 venues for your choice, a bar or a home, death or life, anger or peace. Sorry, you cannot enter both. You will have to look far and beyond to where the other is. Where you'll choose, so will your growth. I don't want to feed you with a bitter twisted lie. Did you stop just because I had to mention? Wait, I have a small counsel for you. Just like over the earth, the sun does the running, with its light over the hills and the trees like the pine. I dimmed while you were at the hilltop and thought all was fine. I am now shining. It's your time to relax. Did you want to see me broken? Low head and happy face taken? Shoulders failing to hold me up? Terrified by your drinking moods that are scaled up? No. As the waters make toward the pebbled shore, so do I permit and beg you to share. Am I late, youth? Better late than never. Drink it right, brother. Get a right sip, sweet sister. At the end, let's move the rising hills to the slopes. At the end, we shall quench the thirst. I thank you.
At thou. I think, Cynthia, you had the lyric, your comment, you know? Yeah. Uh-huh.
Thank you, Felix.
Thank you
My
very much.
only question is, how do you intend for this poem to reach your target audience?
Thank you very much. Well, my poem, and this is the idea I have, that I already posted on poetry. So we have different websites for poetry, and we can always post poems and people can easily access them. But again, we can also have glimpse of words that make meaning, and we have them in the form of stickers, for example, this one. And these can be posted in bars or any other places where we can buy alcohol or beer. so that people can get the right information. Say, if I maybe say that take the right sip, do not exceed 2 bottles, slow down the slopes. And it's as simple as that. You just make a sticker, put it on a table or a wall, or where they can, the counter where one buys beer or alcohol. It's much better. Thank you very much.
Right. Doctor, 5 seconds.
Just a comment. I think Felix, good direction. I hope you can take it further, maybe make it shorter next time. Because from the behavior change direction, preachy direct of we are going to tell you to stop drinking just simply doesn't work. But when it has hidden ways, maybe some beat, I think you have a brilliant idea. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I think you should work with Ninjaness. Come up with a beat and, remix, yeah? Big round of applause to Felix. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. Oh, now what's that you brought? That's specimen. That exhibit.
Well, this is, you call it an exhibit?
Yeah.
Okay. This is the only idea and the truth that we have. So when the youths are out there, you are agreed, and I permit, like I said, I beg you and permit you to share. It is only when you take 1 bottle in 1 hour, and that's only 2 bottles in a day, you are good to go. But if this is too much, then it's beyond. Thank you very
All
much.
right. So if you overdrink, you are ugly. That was his poem. So if you are here and you overdrink, please know you have entered ugly people zone. Mana go joker. All right. Our next participant, Bruce Tumwesije, please come. Welcome, Bruce. I can see supporters from your university and the family. You have 5 minutes.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is Bruce from Kampala International University, doing a bachelor's degree of business administration, majoring in marketing. I joined this inter-university drinking smart challenge due to the underage drinking because I lost my brothers, 2 of them. They involved themselves, or like they got involved in a certain bar fight, Kansanga right there. I hope Mr. Doctor, you know it, around 911. So after that occasion, I lost that bro of mine, and unfortunately, I lost a brother. It's like a cousin brother. Was studying with him at KIU with good grades, but in vain. So as underage drinking, I saw it as a cause, or like a big problem to the youth, or like the teenagers. So when I made my research, I got some causes why people take alcohol at that young age. So one of them I got, it is all about the access to alcohol, all that access to alcohol. I can give an example to myself because at home we have a bar. So we used to get access to that alcohol, but it's like, for me, I didn't take it as the best way to go with it. But that brother of mine who was following me, when he went to visit, he passed on. Then the second one, it's like the second cause, it is like the cheap sales, or like the cheap alcohol they can afford. So you may not access alcohol of NBL, but you can access the cheap alcohol from the village. So they start from that, keep on increasing to the step they want. So when I go to campus, that's because after losing that bro of mine, or like that brother of mine, we decided to get resolutions after getting that loss. And in those solutions, we got one that is like just all about school-based, whereby we develop information or like more information about the bad things, the good things about alcohol for the fresh or like for the fresh and that's all like those who are joining campus because they are from village, some are from far, so they don't know. They just bring that urban excitement. They take alcohol, then start losing their life like that. Then the second one, it is about co-cultural activities, whereby we brought in some sports, whereby different departments were involved, play soccer, play pool tables around campus, such that we take time, not all students to engage in that underage drinking. When I use that from the village where I come from, that's Rango, then I got in touch with my LC5. We started mobilizing people not to engage in underage drinking. We brought in also soccers, and we started like some tournaments so that people, they don't get all that time to take alcohol. So as I was like, I felt attached because I was working as an assistant marketing manager of a certain bar in Kansang right there. So with time I was earning from it, but from then I was giving out, like we are picking students from campus to different bars. They enjoy, but after some time I realized that it's not a good, because we are like putting people's lives into danger. So later we changed and campus started giving out some buses or like some trucks to pick students who are not involved in that scenario to attend some churches services. We also involved in, or like we brought in some sales. Sales, they are not these ones of like where you can get arrested from. Just we are using them as where you can fellowship from, like prayer. So I know underage drinking is not easy to be overcome. So I decided to go with that one. Like not everyone there is so is not brought there like to is not free to take alcohol at that young age. So I decided to come. I present my story, my life, because I know like everyone is watching. My mom is watching, friend watching, such that I'm presenting this as a family. So that's my point.
Yes, Bruce. Sorry about your loss. Now, most likely yours. um, Looking at it being a personal experience, as an individual, there is little you can do to influence this. How are you going to make this idea popular to be able to get more people involved? Otherwise, you don't save your family.
Okay, it's not all about my family because I started like from that event. I started that events where like we are stopping young people getting involved. That's why I stopped from taking people from campus to bars. I spread that information that you can decide as a person where you're going to go. Either it's church or it's a bar, so that you can have your life. Yeah, and also I'm doing that on Twitter under Ed Drinking. Like when you find me, like on Bruce Wills 256, 257, you can get more information about that under Ed Drinking.
All right, a big round of applause for Bruce Wills. So it's Bruce Wills. What's the actual hand that we follow you? Bruce Wills, 257. All right, follow the guy, follow the guy. Eh? He will follow back. Big round of applause to Bruce. No story. I hope that it can be used to influence even more people. Are you having fun? Are you finding some ideas interesting? I already see a song in the offing, you know, and I think he can also let the poem into different languages. Ladies and gentlemen, we move on. Our next presenter, please welcome with me, Kasiriko Solomon Peter.
Atini, lekatini mwe, lekatini mwe. Atini. Enjoyment, co-enjoyment leads to unemployment. Police in the deployment, bus excitement. Mommy told me be a good boy, don't hang around, never bad boy.
Hello everyone, I'm Kisiriko Solomon Peter, a first-year physiotherapy student at Mara University of Science and Technology. I'm glad to be part of it. Today I want to share a story of a friend of mine that was a victim to domestic violence. And this was due to the fact that the father was indulged in over drinking. Hope you like. Breathe in, breathe out, tiptoe and crouch down in the shadow of your hero. Breathe in, breathe out, tiptoe and crouch down in the shadow of your hero. It's hard to live when your memories turn into nightmares, when your past haunts you in these lonely nights. That night, though, was different from the others. I smelled his breath a mile away as I had his feet drag along the ground, and my only prayer was that the ground swallow me up. But how could the ground swallow me up solo without my mom and siblings by my side? I was scared that someone had to cry. I was scared that everyone had to hide. I was scared that the monster in him had to cause carnage, so I had to duck and hide. My mother, an amalgamation of love and hope, carried scars that traced back many wounds, but she stood there with no surprise. The conversation shifted to a mumble that erupted into a rumble. My heart racing, I stumbled onto a battleground where I witnessed a man's grip drill my mom's neck onto the wall. She asked for hope. As for consequence, she squenched on her own breath. Her brown dress soaked in blood, bathed maroon, and it made me wonder how a color of beauty can be a sign of doom. I was scared. I hear them say silence is golden, but what's gold worth when the price for living is bargain for violence? I hear the sounds of mothers and children in tribulation resonating in these walls with a robust cadence that fades away as whispering proclamations. The echoes, the ashes of these lost souls tread the waters by the silence of the waves shouting out to the wilderness. Save us, save us, save us from the humiliation and intimidation man has on us. We still live in a society where conformity to toxic masculinity is a reminder to the victimized about their position in the hierarchy. Bandages and bad aids covering up wounds and those speaking about leveraging conflict for social justice. The smoldering wicks we are dying out, lowly, till the darkness swallows us up, slowly. Silence is my violence, and I still remember the sound of that young girl saying, breathe in, breathe out, tiptoe and crouch down in the shadow of your hero. Breathe in, breathe out, tiptoe and crouch down in the shadow of your hero. Can you be my hero? Guasalao. Now, in this poem, thank you. In this poem, we can see a young girl that is facing, that is anxious and depressed. And I came to think about a solution. And I give you Kamu Kamu 21 sobriety steps in our glory. Kamu Kamu in its context suggests drinking at least one beer every 1 hour. And we follow the scientific basis that one standard beer of alcohol takes approximately an hour to be digested, keeping all factors constant. And I counter-interacted this with the 21 sobriety steps in our glory, which also suggests that people or students must be engaged in physically engaging activities such as singing and dancing as a mode of self-awareness to know if they can continue with drinking. I have the same question you're asking. How is it going to be effective? Because someone can't just stop drinking all of a sudden, drinking one beer every 1 hour. So I decided to implement this in an online and physical campaign. Now in these campaigns that are going to take place in universities and in the societies, We want students to engage in these campaigns where we're going to help them practice drinking one drink every 1 hour. And also we want students to take the responsibility for the well-being, for the physical and mental well-being of others. And how is this going to be? If I have a friend that is over drinking, I target them and I go with them as a couple to this campaign. And in this campaign, they'll give us, we'll practice kamu kamu drinking as a mode of smart drinking. And also, to help the students in the long run, help cope up with this behavior change of at least drinking 1 beer every 1 hour. So we're saying that if a person was drinking 5 beers every 1 hour, they'll start drinking 1 beer every, they are drinking 5 beers every 1 hour, they'll start drinking 1 beer every 1 hour at least. Now, in regard to the poem, if I was there with this solution back then to inform that girl's father, it would have, that night would have turned into a disaster filled with carnage. All I have to conclude with today is kamu kamu for better health, kamu kamu for smart drinking, kamu kamu to fight domestic violence. Thank you.
Yeah. Kamu kamu. I don't know about you, but if I'm drinking one bottle every hour, they are 24. 24 isn't bad, right? All right. Let me welcome Zandile on Zoom. Judge Zandile, are you able to talk to us? What do you think? Your question, your comment. Judge Zandile, go ahead. Is she having one for the hour? Okay. Is she able to speak? Okay. Hey, it's the new normal. Judge Zadil, are you able to talk to us? Okay, we'll get her and she'll be able to react. Let me have one from the judges. Just one question.
Peter, my question to you was two things. One, are you going to use a story every time you're sensitizing people about your steps? And two, what happens as we know that different individuals have a different alcohol tolerance? So your 1 beer per 1 hour might still result into the same effect if someone is.
Now, thank you for the question. Now, the poem was not intended for the whole initiation of the campaign, but the poem was a mode of speaking out a problem that I had witnessed. But the major solution is in Kamkamu 21 Sobriety Steps in Nile Glory. Now, I was speaking about a person drinking 1 drink every 1 hour in terms of tolerance. I had stated that one standard beer, and we're talking about a standard beer like now special for that case, whereby if a person is to take in this, it will at least be for the results to manifest that aftermath, it will be at least after 1 hour. So after 1 hour, a person will engage in activities such as dancing. Because if a person is able to dance, we can be able to see if he's having the staggering feet or he's spearing in his gibberish staggering feet or is speaking gibberish. That's the way you can be able to identify.
I don't know about you, but I know people who just smell soda. And you can think they've had a crate. Yeah? Ladies and gentlemen, big round of applause. Kamu, kamu. All right. Let's now welcome Mukasa Raymond Charles. Please come.
Good evening, everyone. Yeah, my name is Mukasa Raymond, a student at Mackay University, doing a bachelor's in industrial and fine art. I organize trips and and parties at hostel and campus. So I'm a drinker, so I know the challenge that we drinkers face. The first thing, I organized parties and faced a challenge that most of people had usually had excess drank like a lot of alcohol. So I had to make research. When I did my research, I discovered that most people, like the drunkards, they can't do negativity. Like you can't tell them don't do something. So it's like everyone here. If I tell you don't think about 5 monkeys in 15 seconds, I think you all think about a bunch of monkeys, I guess. So that's how the mind runs. So I came out with my ideas with my crew to help these people, like influence them. It's behavior change, not force them, but influence them as we drink together. So we do a lot. We play games. We have slogans we use as we play games. It takes time. So as people drink while we play games, so it takes like if someone have drunk a bottle in 30 minutes, it will take him 2 hours as we play, and it makes someone very active. So I came up slogans like no limit, nature lunaku. Actually, is another thing I developed. When we are drinking, we put these slogans because these are stickers on these glasses. So when you're drinking, because every end user has to touch a bottle. So when you're drinking, you have to always remember. You see this thing always influencing your mind because it's a mind that runs the body, the subconscious mind. So I also printed charts that we can put on while on trips that help us to remember always. I do as a student, I do
Rita,
graphical
is
designing.
that an
So
iron?
I design something
Oh,
like
yes,
cartoons
friend.
that show talent, how people can enjoy, not just drinking, but you can see here. I'm going to play for a video to express this. You can see here there is someone playing a guitar, there is a bottle, there is chess. So this will always, if someone goes on seeing this, it always influence their mind. So I was thinking we could also do billboards to express all these ideas. So I did stickers, I did shirts, I did slogans. You can see also on my shirt. It's all printed. So I know just that I was putting on the jacket. But if people see this every day, yeah, I think they can change their mind. So can you help me please play the video for them? It's something like graphical design still, so I didn't want to bore you. So it's like conversation. I try to use my creativity to come up with something like sort of a kind. So and be played for you. As they play it, I can give you samples of my cards. I actually developed a NIle customized cards that they can play, so we can follow.
Hi Rita,
Okay.
is that an iron? Hi
Oh,
Rita,
yes,
is that
friend.
an
It
iron?
is a
Oh,
Nairo.
yes,
Oh,
friend.
guess
It
what?
is a
I have a
Nairo.
formula. Oh, guess what? I have a formula. It's called CARS. I think it might solve the problem of excessive drinking.
Really? Tell me more.
Well, C stands for catchy slogan. A stands for active drinking, and S stands for safe drinking.
I like where this is heading.
Now you see, every end user like you touches the Nile bottle or glass. So as they drink, they will keep on looking at my slogan that remind them not to exceed their drinking limit.
What's the slogan?
Wait for it. Wait for it. No limit. Nature lunaku.
Oh, wow. That was indeed worth the wait.
That's not all.
There is more?
Oh yes. We have to push the hashtag Know Your Limit, Nature lunaku to social media.
I really love this idea. I can't wait to listen to what A and S mean.
Remember I said A is for active drinking.
Uh-huh.
Now I developed graphical designs and took photographs to portray how individuals can drink while playing games, the guitar, and maybe any other activity.
Wait a minute. Are these Nile cards?
Ha ha ha. Aha, you are not ready for this.
Try me.
For every party I've organized, cards never miss the event.
That's true. I agree.
So I took a step to develop customized Nile cards with the aim of challenging people to do tasks that keep them conscious